What's the best strengthening exercise for seniors? Without a doubt, it's the squat. Why? Because it's something you already do every single day. Getting up from a chair, sitting down on the toilet, bending to pick up something you dropped, reaching into a low cabinet. All of these involve some form of squatting. It's not just an exercise, it's a functional movement that keeps you living independently. But for many seniors, squatting can feel impossible. Maybe your knees ache. Maybe your hips are stiff. Maybe your back has been bothering you for years. Or maybe a doctor once told you, don't squat. And you took that to mean never, not realizing there are safe and gentle ways to squat that won't hurt your joints. Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Candy. I've worked with hundreds of older adults, helping them move better, feel stronger, and live fuller lives. In this video, I'll guide you through 3 safe and effective squat variations, starting from the easiest form, even if you have arthritis or pain, and building up as your body gets stronger. If you've ever struggled to stand up or feared falling, this is for you. Let's begin with the very first step: why squats are the most important strengthening exercise for seniors. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Why squats are the most important strengthening exercise for seniors. As we age, maintaining independence becomes one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves, and strength is the foundation of that freedom. Among all exercises that support strength and mobility, squats stand alone at the top. Why? Because squats mimic real-life movements that older adults perform every single day. Getting out of a chair, using the toilet, stepping out of a car, bending down to tie your shoes, or pick something off the floor, all of these rely on your ability to perform a squatting motion. When that ability begins to decline, so does the ability to live independently. But this isn't just about movement, it's about preserving dignity. As a physical therapist, I once treated a patient named Walter, a 78-year-old retired teacher who came to me after a fall. He told me he felt embarrassed, that he couldn't get off the couch without help anymore. His knees hurt, and he thought that meant squats were off limits. My doctor told me not to squat, he said. But what Walter, and many seniors, don't realize is that avoiding squats doesn't protect you. It accelerates weakness. The real issue is how you squat, not whether you should. With proper technique and modifications tailored to aging joints, squats can strengthen the muscles around your hips, thighs, and core, helping to stabilize your knees, protect your spine, and reduce your risk of falls. They also improve circulation and preserve bone density, especially important for those living with osteopenia or osteoporosis. Squatting correctly actually protects your joints far more than inactivity ever will. There's a simple truth here. The ability to squat is the ability to rise from a chair, from a bed, from a low point in your day or your life, and it's never too late to reclaim that ability. But I understand that not everyone feels safe going into a deep squat right away, especially if you're dealing with arthritis, back pain, or just haven't exercised in years. The good news is there are safer, gentler ways to start. You don't need a gym or fancy equipment. You only need your body, a sturdy chair, and a willingness to begin. Curious how to start? Let me introduce you to the mini squat, a gentle standing movement that's perfect for beginners, especially those with joint pain. This might be the small step that helps you take back your strength. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Mini squat, a gentle standing squat for beginners or those with joint pain. For many older adults, the idea of doing a squat can feel intimidating, even frightening. Perhaps you've had knee pain for years, or maybe your doctor once told you to avoid squats entirely. It's easy to assume that squats are for younger athletic people, but the truth is, there's a version of the squat that's made for you, a movement so simple and safe that it can help you regain confidence without causing pain. That's the mini squat, and it might just become your most important daily habit. The mini squat is exactly what it sounds like, a small, controlled bend of the knees while standing, designed to strengthen your legs and hips without straining your joints. It doesn't require going deep, it doesn't require equipment. What it does require is care, good form, and a little patience. I remember working with a patient named Marlene, an 82-year-old widow who lived alone. She had been avoiding stairs and standing for too long because of chronic knee arthritis. I feel like my legs are fading away, she told me. We started with mini squats, just a few, twice a day, focusing on her hip movement rather than forcing her knees. Within a few weeks, Marlene could rise from her recliner more easily. She didn't need to brace herself with both arms. That small motion gave her back something she thought was gone: stability and independence. The key to the mini squat is alignment and intention. You begin by standing with your feet about hip width apart, toes pointing slightly out if that feels natural to your body. Instead of bending your knees straight down, think about gently pushing your hips backward, like you're starting to sit in an invisible chair. Keep your chest up, your back straight, and your weight centered in your heels. Even a shallow 3 to 5 inch bend is effective when done correctly. You'll feel your thigh muscles activate and your glutes engage, all without compressing your knees. From a medical perspective, this movement is gold. It builds strength in the quadriceps, hamstrings, and gluteal muscles, all of which support knee health, improve posture, and help prevent falls. For those with arthritis, the mini squat avoids the deep flexion that often triggers discomfort, allowing you to build strength around the joint in a protective way. And don't worry if your legs feel shaky at first, that's just your body waking up again. So, what's next after you've mastered this gentle standing squat? The next step takes you from standing to seated and back again with a movement that's both familiar and incredibly important for everyday life. 3. Squatting from a chair, training the ability to sit down and stand up with strength and control. If you've ever struggled to get up from a soft couch or needed an extra push off the armrest to rise from your favorite recliner, you already know how essential this movement is. Squatting from a chair is not just an exercise, it's a life skill. And for older adults, it's one of the most meaningful ways to maintain independence and safety and dignity at home. This simple motion of sitting down and standing up requires a coordinated effort of the legs, hips, and core. But over time, due to joint pain, muscle loss, or fear of falling, it becomes harder to do without strain or support. That's why practicing this as an exercise, not just a habit, is so powerful. It trains your body to move with intention, balance, and strength. I think of George, an 86-year-old Navy veteran who came to see me after a minor fall in his kitchen. I didn't trip, he told me. I just couldn't get my legs under me fast enough to catch myself. George had stopped squatting completely because of chronic hip discomfort, and he'd started avoiding deep chairs altogether. We began with assisted chair squats, feet flat, heels tucked slightly under the knees, hands gently resting on the thighs. I taught him to lean forward slightly at the hips, keeping his spine straight, then use his leg and core strength to push himself upright. Slowly, over the course of a few weeks, he needed less support and stood taller with each repetition. The day he stood up from his favorite low armchair without help, he smiled like he'd won a medal. Medically, this movement strengthens the quadriceps, gluteal muscles, and trunk stabilizers. It also reinforces neuromuscular control, your brain's connection with your body, so that reaction time and balance improve naturally.
Practicing this motion builds not only muscle, but trust in your body again. What's crucial here is alignment. Your knees should track in the same direction as your toes, never collapsing inward. If you naturally stand with your toes turned slightly out, that's perfectly fine. Your goal is to keep the hips, knees, and ankles in a straight path, forming a solid pillar of support. Scoot toward the edge of the chair, plant your feet, lean forward slightly, and rise with control. On the way down, reverse that motion slowly, using the same muscles to guide you rather than letting gravity take over. Once you can do this safely and confidently, you'll feel the difference, not just in your legs, but in your daily life. Getting out of bed becomes easier. So does using the bathroom or stepping out of the car. This is more than exercise. It's freedom in motion. And if you're one of the more active seniors who already does this with ease, well, it's time we take it up a notch and explore the next level. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Traditional squats. For the strong, active senior ready to push further. There comes a time in your health journey when you don't just want to maintain your strength, you want to build it. For seniors who are active, mobile, and looking to stay ahead of age-related decline, traditional squats offer a powerful way to reinforce the foundation of your body. This isn't about bodybuilding or pushing heavy weights at the gym. This is about preserving mobility, enhancing balance, and protecting your joints by keeping your muscles strong, flexible, and responsive. Traditional squats challenge multiple major muscle groups at once: quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, and core, all while improving bone density and cardiovascular endurance. When performed with proper form and intention, they become one of the most complete exercises for older adults. But what matters most is not how deep you go or how much weight you carry. It's how well you move and how well you listen to your body. One of my patients, Lillian, a 72-year-old retired nurse, came to me after completing a rehab program for a hip replacement. She had recovered remarkably well and was walking without any aid, but she wanted to do more than just walk. She wanted to hike again with her daughter in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We started working on traditional squats with just her body weight. I taught her how to find her natural stance, feet slightly wider than hips, toes turned gently out, and coached her to push her hips back before bending the knees. By focusing on sitting back rather than bending down, she engaged her glutes and protected her knees. We added light dumbbells at her chest as her strength grew. Within weeks, her posture improved, her stride became more confident, and she reported less stiffness in her back and hips. From a medical standpoint, the benefits of squats at this level are significant. They promote joint lubrication, activate stabilizing muscles that prevent falls, and help regulate blood sugar, especially valuable for seniors with prediabetes or mild hypertension. For those with osteopenia or osteoporosis, using moderate resistance while maintaining a neutral spine can help maintain or even improve bone mass in the hips and spine. The key is mindfulness. Your knees should always follow the angle of your toes, your back should remain long and straight, and you should never sacrifice form for depth. Using a chair behind you as a safety net or holding onto a countertop can add security until you're confident moving freely. If you've reached this point in your strength journey, you're doing more than most your age. You're investing in a future with fewer limitations and more joy. And you might be wondering, where do we go from here? Well, what happens after the exercise is just as important. Let's talk about how to recover, protect your joints, and nourish your muscles as you age, with the same intention and care you put into every movement. Strength is not about youth, it's about will. Aging is not about giving up, it's about adapting, listening, and moving with purpose. The squat, in all its forms, from the gentle mini squat to the powerful traditional stance, is more than an exercise. It is a symbol of resilience. It is a return to what your body was designed to do, to bend, to rise, and to move through life with confidence. Too often, older adults are told to take it easy, as if strength and progress are things of the past. But the truth is, the human body continues to respond to movement, to effort, and to care, even into our 70s, 80s, and beyond. I've seen it time and again. A patient in their 90s walking taller after a few weeks of consistent practice. A grandmother lifting her grandchild without fear. A veteran rediscovering his balance and pride. These are not exceptions. These are possibilities, real, reachable, and yours if you choose them. Every version of the squat serves a purpose. The mini squat reintroduces your body to movement with gentleness and control. The chair squat brings that strength into your daily function, your ability to rise and sit with grace. And the traditional squat challenges your endurance and helps rebuild what time has taken. But none of these matter without your willingness to begin. If you followed along this far, you've already done something powerful. You've invested in yourself. You've shown that your future matters, that you're not settling for decline. And that is the very mindset that keeps people healthy, mobile, and full of life well into their later years. From a medical standpoint, consistent lower body strength training improves joint stability, reduces fall risk, enhances bone health, and supports metabolic wellness. From a personal standpoint, it brings back something many seniors quietly long for: independence, the ability to move freely in your own home, to climb stairs without fear, to live life on your own terms. So here's what I'll leave you with. It's not about how low you go or how many reps you do. It's about showing up, doing what you can, and building one small victory at a time. Because strength isn't measured by weight lifted. It's measured by the courage to keep moving forward. If you found this helpful, I invite you to keep learning with me. There's so much more to share about movement, about healing, and about how to stay strong at every age, because your best years still have something to say. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.